Hello everyone, my name is Nastia Bruno. Today, in addition of sewing a dress, I will transform into a statue, scream in pain, freeze from the cold, and commit a theft. And of course, celebrate the final result. This is the story of how I sewed a long-suffering dress made of sand. It was June, and the temperature was reaching 40 degrees Celsius. And I was so sunstruck that I decided to recreate one of the most talked about dresses from the latest Met Gala, which was called Sand Dress. If somehow you don't know what that is, let me tell you a bit about it. It's a party where celebrities wear the most outrageous outfits. The weirder, the better. What was once a ball of art has turned into a mockery of fashion, operating under the slogan, "Bad publicity is still a publicity." However, sometimes you come across some real gems there, just like this stunning dress here. It is as magnificent as it is impractical. As commentator says, it's what I love. It is impossible to walk in, hard to breathe, and the sand falls off too soon. And the main idea of the designer was that we're all gonna die soon. But seriously, I adore the concept of form-fitting dresses. The unique idea of this dress was that it creates a nude effect with a super stiff material which outlines every curve of the body, giving this stunning look. I know this won't be an easy walk, but look, even their dress has many flaws. The butt looks cellulite-ridden and there are extra folds on the limbs on the stomach, despite their budget and a lot of helping hands. Let me remind you of one thing. A ticket to the Met Gala cost $35,000. But as they say, what is a problem for a person is a content for a blogger. The story of my dress began with a scene where I almost froze my kidneys and ended up in tears. But before I explain to you how that happened, I need to tell you a bit about what the dress is made of and how I plan to make it. This art piece consists of a silicone body mold into which fabric is glued and then sand is applied on top. Everything must perfectly replicate the figure and be monolithic so the sand doesn't fall off. I am sure that the grains of sand were not glued with instant adhesive, which means a perfect body cup was needed, so everything could set properly. A mannequin wouldn't work because it will never be as good as I am. In my mind, there were two ways to get a copy of my body: 3D printing and plaster casting. Since I didn't want my nude photos floating around the internet, I decided to take the mummification path and become a statue. At first, I didn't know how to do this, and the results was far from perfect. And to make you feel the pain of each of the numerous attempts, I will tell you about all of them. Creating such a body copy involves two stages: making the mold and pouring the plaster into it. And to make everything work out perfectly, the mold and the final piece must be made from different materials. Normal people use silicone molds, into which plaster is poured in. Hold on a second, comparing the prices of plaster and silicone, our option was a plaster piece in a plaster mold. I know, sounds like a stupid idea, right? But wait, we had a trick. It's a layer of alginate. It is a dental powder used for making molds when we are replacing our teeth with dentures. But here is the catch. I was foolish enough to listen to someone on the internet. A sweet lady said it's better to enjoy the removal of fine hairs than washing off the grease. But that's not true at all. And before realizing this, I ended up on an icy floor because of pouring the plaster on me while standing turned out to be a huge mistake. And we almost made a mess of the entire apartment. So imagine this. I'm laying there, cold plaster is being poured over me, the floor is icy, the plaster hardens. Literally, I just wanted to cry right there. But I can't move. When the time came to remove everything, there was a turning point. I realized that Darwin was right. We evolved from monkeys. Otherwise, why the hell do I have a lot of hair right there? No, oh my god, it's so painful. Idea was different though. I can't even breathe. You've probably guessed that my suffering was worth it. But the plaster separated from the alginate, and the alginate tore. And we filmed the second try, all of it, on camera. Let us put aside our failed experiment and move to the next one. This time, I didn't want to feel the cold liquid running down to my pants. So, I tried to protect my back with a plastic wrap. And of course, I will add some oils. Oh my god, this thing smells amazing. It smells like mango and looks like ice cream. As it sets, it changes color and becomes like pudding, so tender and soft. That's why we ended up adding a rigid framework on top. Although dancing on rakes is my favorite sport, this time we didn't just buy plaster, but plaster bandages, even though it was way more expensive. But working with them was a pure pleasure. Finally, half an hour has passed. Ugh, oh my god. And let me say this, whether I applied oil or I didn't apply oil, it literally made no difference. Ugh. I managed to remove it. But as you see, this yellow thing right here didn't come off. As you've already seen, another experiment has failed. Everything peeled off again. How did they even manage it? Maybe they sewed a super tight dress over it, applied glue, and then start throwing sand on it before it dried. They left it to dry for a couple hours, and then voila, everything's ready. Well, it makes sense. I might try it if everything goes bad for us. We will resort to this option. I just want to explain why we didn't pour plaster here. Even though the shape is so good, first there is a little belly here that I don't want. Okay, now seriously, the bandages are still so wet. So when I touch them, they are still really wet. And this thing here is already shrinking. And none of this is going to work. Now we will move to the experiment number 3, where I will use only plaster. We will need to add some sexy music. You might wonder, what's this mess on my table here? Well, it's all what we have left from the third experiment. Everything is messed up here, even though I can barely move, and it's just crumbling apart. Everything is cracking here. I literally have no idea how to fix this mess right here. I applied it and everything started falling apart and just cracked everywhere. I am literally not doing anything. Okay, I can accept those moments when I suffer, when I'm cold, when I'm in pain, when I'm extremely nervous, but I get some great results. But when it happens for the third time, and for the third time the results are still not good, it's disappointing and it's so hard to endure. And by the way, I also wanna warn you, if you decide to mess with this kind of things, be careful because I have an irritation on my skin right now. You know, it's very sensitive. Even a nail scratch isn't comfortable to the skin. The time has come for the final attempt, and we're gonna try this time plaster bandages on bare skin. And I'm so tired of all sorts of do-it-yourself ideas, and I really hope this time everything will work out as we planned. We are facing the fourth experiment, and I will say that it turned out well. Yes, the micro-relief isn't captured here, but we don't really need that. There is a little detail here. We will need to fill all of this with plaster, and I couldn't find anyone on the internet who did the exact same thing, because usually molds are made of silicone or something else, not really plaster. And while everything was drying, we couldn't think of anything better than to find problems with my back part, and that's why I'm in this state right now. Now, I need to remove it all. There is a thing. Our problem here is that we've already applied our first layer, and I remembered one thing. Here is the thing. I remembered that I didn't grease the whole part with oil. So now, I will be tearing everything off. And most likely, all of the fuzzy hair will come off, just like during depilation. This is lighter than the chest, to be honest. I guess I will wait until it falls off. Now it's stuck between my butt cheeks. No, no, no. Take your hands off. And now we're gonna paint our molds. Now our molds are ready. Here I have a golden boob mold and this is a silver butt mold. And I will coat all of this with oil. Wish me luck so the plaster doesn't fill with my mold and I can manage to separate it.
Content's hot. You get to give me all you got.
I greased the mold with oil. It seemed that I oiled it. I don't think so. The oil somehow soaked in through the pores and through the paint, and also through the alabaster, which wonderfully absorbed the oil. I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do right now? Now I can tell after I applied all of this and then rub it with wax and pour in oil over it, it shines so cool. Now we're just gonna wait for a few minutes and make sure our oil doesn't get absorbed. Yes, hallelujah! The plan worked.
Me all you got. Caution. Content's hot. You get to give me all you got.
I finished pouring the upper mold and I realized that I have overdone it because here we have 4 packages of alabaster, which means 20 kilograms. And here is the question, how am I supposed to carry it? It's almost half my weight. So the butt has to be much lighter. I will make it with bandages, by the way. This is a torture. It's just like an unending torment over me. It's like having my skin peeled off alive. Because we decided to make a mold on a bear skin. I wore tight clothes and realized it wasn't suitable, as they didn't lay properly here, also between the cheeks of the butt. So we were like, and did not fit. Let's just get undressed. So my husband was applying all of this on me and I was adjusting it, asking him to draw the pattern on the back and the front. Well, in general, it was a whole comedy. Now I'm going to cut all of this. I feel it. We're getting closer to the dress, finally. This fitting is for people who commented that even a potato sack would look great on me. So let me tell you this. Guys, you are very mistaken. Because everything looks so bad on this right now, honestly. The chest fits, well, so-so. Here, we need to take more fabric to make it fit perfectly. Plus, these creases on the stiff fabric bunch up here. As for the butt, I won't even start on the big problems. These unclear creases need to be removed out. I thought that before fixing all the issues with the dress, I should first remove the molds and make sure everything's okay with them. Or get completely upset and go comfort myself with some chocolate. So let's start with the heavy part. Oh no! Oh my god! I see something has stuck in here. It's incredibly heavy, and filling the entire mold was a really stupid idea. Well, brains are a luxury, I guess. By the way, the problem with the chest is that in some places it's stuck very tightly. And the question is, what am I gonna do about it? It turned out so good. Oh my god, I thought that this would be sanded and it's all wet. The worst part is that we have to get rid of all of this top layer because it actually stinks with spoiled oil. But I can say that it took a great shape overall. And here is the item number 2, the butt of your humble servant. Are you out of your mind? No, of course not. And here we only use plaster bandages. It's lightweight and I really hope this whole structure doesn't fall apart. Oh, this is a dimple on my butt. It's very inappropriate and we will not be showing this. Come on, haven't you seen a butt before? Look at my hands. I hope it will wash off. Oh my! The butt actually turned out so good. I even like it more than the chest. Well, of course I still need to work on the upper and the middle glutes. But overall, it's not bad. I will show you everything now.
Nope.
Everything came off so easily, and it's super detailed. Cool! And now we covered the chest. I can show you everything on camera. And how it's very easy and fun to polish. Everything came off so smooth. It gives me an unreal pleasure. It's very enjoyable actually. I could sit and do this all day. I've conquered this curved fabric and the dress now fits perfectly. And my curves looks great under the golden paint. As you see now you got this great mood, smile on the face, but there is always that cursed but. Fate said, oh no, I'm going to ruin your mood right now. Nothing will work as you wish. First let me tell you, we brought sand number 1 and it has stones in it. And then we brought sand number 2 and it's multicolored. And we even went to a secret location for sand number 3. And here is sand number 3, which has some kind of black stuff in it. Inclusion that ruins everything. It looks dirty, literally, like I fell in a puddle and got all dirty. And also, I just realized that Tyla is knocked out with her chocolate complexion. And also, she's a brunette, so the golden sand contrasts with her. But for me, it would all blend together, because I'm generally more of a nude tone. So I decided there is no point in looking for yellow sand for me. So I ordered white quartz sand, which will at least contrast with my hair, my skin, and overall, my appearance. So we ordered it from an online store, even with delivery. And they promised us of certain kind. And here it is. It's supposed to be sand, but it's a small gravel. Why the hell does everything have to go wrong? We went outside so our dress would dry much faster because it's 40 degrees right now. My makeup, of course, it's melting, but that's not the worst part. I'm afraid of getting a heat stroke. We were so smart to make the molds for the body and the butt, but we didn't think of making molds for the legs. So I made legs. Well, improvised, so to speak. I'm just holding them in place like this. Yeah, not the best, but I guess it will work out. The first stage is done. We made the chest and belly and it looks pretty good. Now we need to remove it all very carefully. very, very, very carefully because there is something I'm worried about. In order to hide all my darts, I had to cover everything with a good amount of sand and then smooth it out a little bit with my hand and then add another layer of sand and then smooth it out and then another layer. So there is a decent amount of sand in some places and I'm afraid if I try to move it somewhere, it will just crack and come off. And I have to say that I have chosen the worst fabric ever. The darts here are so obvious because it's incredibly thick. And I think that the Balmain creative director used silicone mold as the base of the dress, and then they attach it to the train later. I tried to see where the seams for the darts are, and they aren't there. They are just seem to be on the side. But the darts? I didn't get it. I really don't know. The mess is happening literally right in front of my eyes. I want just to take it and whatever remains, remains. Damn it! This is literally what I was afraid of, where there is a thick layer and it's all just like... Fucking bitch. I'm just going to eat and then sleep and then I don't know, maybe do something else. Alright, the situation here is bad, but not critical. All this has already cracked. I will have to remove all of this and then restore it a little bit. I am going to fix this dress. Bring the hammer! Let's finish this. Oh no, wait. The butt is stuck. Her butt is stuck in the dress. Oh damn, how did you even get in there? This is useless work. What's that? I don't understand how the experiment went well at first. When I literally just spread a glue on the fabric and then sprinkled it with sand. I twisted it, turned it, bent it, like this. And all was fine. What do you think about this, Balmain? Ta-da! My sand dress, which really tested my nerves. I honestly thought I would end up without a dress, actually. I remember when I started taking off the mannequin last time, it was all cracking out, and I was so ready to tear it apart or burn it, just get rid of it. But I pulled myself together and decided to finish it. There is no way this dress is gonna win over me. And I remember in the beginning of the video where I said the dress made by Balmain has flaws. Where did that confidence come from, please? Forget about it. People change, people realize their mistakes and become better. I will change. And here is my sand dress. It's ready. The main feature of this dress is that you need to look at it from a distance. And you can even turn off your monitor. Just kidding. I will show it to you up close.
It feels so good. Baby, it's understood. It feels so right, honey.
Okay, the dress is finished and it turned out well. Could have been better? Of course. Honestly, if I had more time, money, and desire, I will completely remake it. Taking into account all the problems I faced, because now I have the experience, the dress would turn out so much better. If you are interested in this and want to see how the dress would ideally look, hit the like button. I'm saying I will redo this dress only for 100,000 likes. You might ask, have I lost my mind? No, because especially the silicone alone to coat all my body and make a perfect mannequin costs more than $1,000. Maybe our calculations were wrong and it will cost even more. So just for the silicone, I will not mention the material, time, sand, and glue. Hit the like button and let's do this again, because time is ticking.